Everyone thinks the Ecovacs Deebot T20 Omni is the ultimate hands-off cleaning robot, but here is the thing, it is not the automatic miracle you think it is, because the most hyped features come with trade-offs you will feel every single day. The hot water headline, it only washes the pads at 131 degrees F in the base, not your floors. The auto-lift mopping, it helps, but high-pile rugs can still get a damp kiss on the edges. And the Omni Station. Powerful but loud and thirsty. I put this through 3 weeks of testing in a 1800 SQ home with hardwood, tile, area rugs, a shedding dog, and a toddler. What I found will save you money and frustration. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already leaning toward the T20 Omni, I have a link below to the best current price, but stick around because a couple of real-world surprises might change which model you pick. I bought the T20 Omni because my old combo bot gave me streaky floors and soggy rugs. My spouse was done with sticky kitchen tiles, and I was tired of babysitting a robot that smeared yesterday's gunk into today's mess. On paper, the T20 Omni fixes everything. 6,000 PA suction, pressurized spinning mops, a base that washes and dries the pads with hot air, plus auto-lift mops so carpets stay dry. I was skeptical because my last premium bot shipped with big promises and delivered big headaches, missing cables, chewing on tassels, and a station that turned into a swamp. But when you see 3D object avoidance, true mapping 2.0, and an all-in-one station that empties dust for up to 75 days, it sounds like set it and forget it. So I threw real life at it. Sand on rugs, dried coffee, greasy splatters by the stove, a maze of dining chair legs, a black doormat that fools cliff sensors, and a hallway booby-trapped with laptop cords. First up, carpets with mopping enabled. The T20 Omni raises its mopping plates when it detects carpet, and on my low-pile rugs it worked about 8 times out of 10. Visually, you will see the discs lift as it crosses the edge. But then, along the border of thicker rugs, I still got a faint damp halo, not soaked, but enough to notice. In vacuum and mop mode on standard suction with medium water, it covered 1400 SQ/FT in 87 minutes, but here is the catch. It returns to the base every 10-15 minutes by default to wash the pads. That is great for hygiene, not great for speed. A full house clean stretched to around 2 hours with all the pit stops. If you film this, show the edge of a shag rug right after it passes, you will see that slight dampness. Object avoidance next. I scattered socks, a charging cable, a toy dinosaur, and some errant Lego. The 3D avoidance is better than most. It tiptoed around the toy and socks. But then it grazed one thin white cable, tugged it a few inches, and hesitated under the tangle of chair legs, sometimes leaving pepper flakes of debris in that forest. In full darkness, it still navigated, which is impressive, but it got overly cautious around shiny chrome chair legs and a black rug it briefly treated like a cliff. Turn on lights and it improves. If you shoot B-roll, capture a close-up of it approaching a cable at normal speed, then pausing as it tries to path around. Suction and hair pickup were strong. On my entry rug, it pulled visible sand out of the pile, and the upgraded rubber roller did reduce tangles compared to bristle designs. But long hair still wrapped after a week. I spent about 3 minutes cutting it free with the included tool. Edge cleaning is decent, but the side brush can whisk crumbs outward on hardwood if you run high suction. A second pass fixed most of that. Auto empty worked reliably, but with a dog and toddler, the dust bag lasted 6 weeks for me, not 75 days. Mopping power is where spinning pads shine. The Osmo Turbo discs scrub better than flat pads. Dried coffee came up in a single pass, but then we get to kitchen grease. With water only, Ecovacs discourages detergent. It needed 2 passes on high water flow and still left a faint film near the stove. I had to pre-spray the floor with a neutral cleaner for a perfect finish. The hot water claim matters here. The pads are washed in the base at about 131 degrees F, then dried with hot air, which keeps odor down. Your floors, though, are mopped with room temperature water. Performance is good for day-to-day maintenance, not magic on oily messes. For a visual, do a before-after on a taped half of the kitchen tile. Mapping and app control were mixed. Quick mapping took 9 minutes on my main floor and was impressively accurate. It mislabeled one room, which I split and merged in the app in under 5 minutes. Multi-floor mapping worked, but it does not automatically detect floors without a station upstairs. You need to manually switch maps or buy an extra dock. Scheduling is straightforward. Why IKO voice assistant is a neat idea. Telling it to clean under the sofa mostly works, but the mic range is short and it ignored 2 out of 10 commands for me. Twice during my testing, a firmware update came through. One of them wiped the map and forced a remap. Show a screen recording of the map edit tools and the no-mop zones you will likely add around thick rugs. Noise and maintenance are the sleeper issues. Vacuuming noise on standard is fine for a call in the next room, but the station's wash and dry cycles are loud. Think 72-76 dB measured a meter away. Drying defaults to a couple of hours to prevent mildew. That means power draw you will notice on your energy monitor and background noise you will hear during a movie. Clean and dirty water tanks are generous, but I still refilled and emptied every 2 to 3 full mopping sessions. If you turn off drying, the pads can develop a musty odor within a day. The station is big and needs clearance. Measure your laundry closet before you commit. Show a decibel meter next to the base as it spins up. Here is the most surprising discovery. This is not a zero-maintenance robot, it is a maintenance manager. If you lean into its rhythm, you get consistently clean floors with minimal babysitting. If you expect set and forget, the wash cycles, water tank chores, and map tweaks will annoy you. I invested over 30 hours across 20 full runs, tracked coverage, and compared spots against a Roborock S7 Max V Ultra and a Dream L10s Ultra. The T20 Omni wins on suction and pad hygiene temperature, ties on daily mopping quality, and trails Roborock on app stability and Dream on detergent flexibility. The too good to be true factor? That 3.7-star Amazon rating makes sense. Great hardware, very good cleaning, uneven polish. Now that you know the trade-offs, if the T20 Omni still matches your home, grab it when it goes on sale. I keep the best current deal linked below. If you need detergent support or rock-solid app reliability, I also linked my top alternatives so you can pick with confidence. Bottom line, do not buy the T20 Omni if you have thick plush rugs you refuse to no-mop, a greasy kitchen that needs chemical help, a tiny apartment with nowhere to put the base, or you are sensitive to wash-dry noise. Consider it if you want strong suction, solid day-to-day mopping, hot pad washing that keeps odors down, and you are okay with the station's footprint and routine. For stability, Roborock still edges it. For hot pad hygiene, Ecovacs is king. Final verdict, powerful, not magical. Know the quirks before you hit buy.